Hey, isn't that coffee bad for you?
Sit down, relax. Let me explain to you why everyone needs to drink coffee every single day. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO of MTS Nutrition alongside
Katie Lobliner.
Now, coffee. We all drink it, we all love it. I make something called Pachamama coffee from Ambrosia, so I am partial to it, so there is a bias warning on this. However, it is scientifically validated, and I have a question sent to our Facebook group, facebook.com, okay? Then you type in Tiger Fitness Group, or I'll just link it down below. And it is an awesome group, and it's very supportive, and it'll help you reach your goals. But anyway, so you know we got a Q&A going that I answer here, and this guy who asked this Q&A, I'm gonna send it to him, and I'm gonna give him a free tub of whey protein for giving me this content. Check it out. In my girl's drug and human behavior class, she was telling how her professor is always on her about having a coffee. He says caffeine is a legal killer and how it's so bad for you and addicting. He says it alters your brain function the same way alcohol and other drugs do. I consume at least 750 milligrams of caffeine a day. It honestly doesn't do anything for me at all. I could drink 4 cups of black coffee before bed and sleep like a baby. What's your thoughts on this, Mark? We're gonna go point by point, one by one, up to 13 points why coffee's good. First of all, let me dissect. It does affect your brain function, however, in a very positive way, whereas alcohol is more of a sedative. Caffeine, or coffee, we're gonna interchange caffeine and coffee. If I talk about nutrients, it's coffee, obviously. If I talk about cognitive effects, it's caffeine and or coffee. Mm-hmm. Does that kind of get it for you?
Yes.
So here's the deal. You consume a lot, you've built up a tolerance to it. You can either consume more to feel it, which I don't recommend, or just take 4 to 5 days off. That'll kick the caffeine addiction and you'll feel it again. But those 4 days you will go through withdrawal
those 4
because
days are gonna suck.
It is a drug. It is a drug. But to say that it affects you like alcohol is probably the stupidest statement I've heard any professor say. And I've been watching the media lately and professors say some really stupid things. Really stupid things. Number 1, why you should drink caffeine. It increases energy levels. It blocks adenosine, which is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. So what happens is the amount of other neurotransmitter like norepinephrine and dopamine increase, and it leads to increased firing of neurons. What does that mean? Neurons, boom, more energy. So that's the scientific explanation for it. Just hypes you the fuck up. Number 2, more brain function. Controlled trials in humans, many of them. And again, if you don't believe me, I'm gonna link every single study I'm referencing below. All these comments are backed by clinical data. And I'm thinking black coffee when I say blacked. Okay? So here's the thing, it improves brain function. That's number 2. It improves brain function. That includes memory, mood, vigilance, energy levels, reaction time, cognitive function. Again, a lot of the reasons number 1 happens, number 2 happens. Mm-hmm. And also I've heard that, this is not one of the points, if you drink coffee in the morning, it makes you go number 2.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people do that. Caffeine stimulates. So it stimulates your bowels as well. It's also warm and calming and causes you to poop. Can't poop without my morning coffee. I poop right when I wake up though, man. My bowels are ready to roll. Fat loss. Number 3 is fat loss. Several studies show that caffeine can boost metabolic rate by 3 to 11%, and it increases the specific burning of fat for energy by as much as 10% in the obese and 29% in the lean. That's crazy. That means if you're already lean, it helps you get even leaner by liberating fat. Number 4, it increases physical performance. It increases epinephrine levels in the blood. That's the fight or flight hormone. What does that do? It helps you do epic shit on the field, in the gym, or hell, in the boardroom because it increases your mental cognitive effects. Makes the fat cells break down body fat, releases into your bloodstream. That acts as fuel, which gives you more energy to do said epic shit. And also the physical performance benefit is as much as 11 to 12%. What do you think about that?
I like me some coffee.
5, full of nutrients. Coffee is full of nutrients. This applies to coffee, not caffeine pills. Even though my fat burner drop factor has a lot of other cool stuff in it, coffee is full of nutrients. Check it out. 11% of the what up?
They come from a plant, right?
No, there's a lot of really non-nutritive plants, but riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, 11%, 6% pantothenic acid, which is vitamin B5, 3% of the RDF, manganese and potassium, 2% of magnesium and niacin, which is B3. That's phenomenal. Number 6, People who drink the most coffee have a 67% lower risk of type 2 diabetes. That's crazy. There's a diabetes outbreak.
Black coffee, not loaded with sugar and creamer.
Yeah, this is coffee in and of itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
you
you're
can
loading it
easily
up.
go to Starbucks and get a coffee with all kinds of junk in it. It's 500 calories. And
That's not coffee, that's an MRP. That's a meal replacement. Number 7, Parkinson's disease. Coffee drinkers have a 65% lower chance of getting Parkinson's disease. Number 8, liver health. People who drink 4 more cups per day have an 80% lower risk of cirrhosis. That is insane. That's a liver disease, by the way. Number 9, it fights depression and makes you happier. Man, that professor, no wonder they're so mad. You know, they're getting dissed by Donald Trump every day, and they don't drink coffee. Can someone please pimp slap this fucking professor? Number 10, fights cancer. What? Coffee drinkers have up to a 40% lower risk of liver cancer. One study of
liver and colorectal cancer.
I'm not there yet.
Sorry.
One study of almost 500,000 people found that those who drank 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day had a 50% lower risk of colorectal cancer.
15% sounded like
15%.
Yeah.
15%. And here's the deal. Colorectal cancer is like the breast cancer for men. It's a huge issue.
Highly genetic.
Huge issue. Huge issue that we don't get enough attention for. Okay, that is one cancer we want to fight. So 50% means, you know, if we have 15 less people out of 100 who don't get it, that's amazing. It's amazing. Number 11, lowers risk of stroke. Yep, coffee drinkers in some studies, 20% lower risk. Okay, check it out. Here's another thing. Decreases risk of death, helps you live longer. In 2 very large studies, yes. Drinking coffee was associated with a 20% lower risk of death in men and a 26% lower risk of death in women over a period, check this out, of 18 to 24 years. And of course, antioxidants. Most people get more antioxidants from coffee than both fruits and vegetables combined in the US, which means it is the healthiest consumed beverages on planet Earth. Look, here's the deal. I have no clue where the anti-coffee propaganda came from, and I think it came from the fact that places like Starbucks, their frappes, their lattes, their macchiatos, they put a lot of extra shit in them. But coffee in and of itself, like if you took Pachamama coffee and put some Ritual in it, Ritual AM, it's really healthy.
Isn't there a difference in bean quality, right? So,
you want to know where your beans come from because the additives.
The ground can be contaminated.
Absolutely. So our source for Pachamama Peruvian coffee is straight up high altitudes in the Andes. If I was to fly to Lima right now, I would have to literally take a car ride 12 hours up to the Andes Mountains, and that's where I'd be able to go see it. So it is a very hard to reach source. It is protected from all the pollutants. It is fair trade, which means that the workers are treated correctly. A lot of coffee farmers, farms are extremely inhumane, almost slave labor, I might say so. So at the end of the day, that's a great choice. But tell that professor, show them this video, tell her to subscribe and like, and maybe she'll learn something. And of course, for you guys watching this, click on the like button, like this video, that thumbs up, click on subscribe, and of course, share this with everybody you know. And that little bell at the top, click on that so you get notified when I upload a video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Cheers. And that's not a game.